Right now on Up with Krem, we're tracking a heavy round of snow. I'll let you know what that means for your morning commute.
We have team coverage. Spokane County is preparing for your morning commute as we see snow plows hit the roads.
And Spokane isn't the only place seeing snow this morning. We do have team coverage all across the inland Northwest as we see some of the heaviest snow of the year.
It is a storm alert day here on Up with Krem. Our team is spread out across the region to prepare you for the day ahead. Good morning. Glad to have you here with us. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Now, like Tim mentioned, we do have teams spread out all across the inland Northwest. Cody Proctor is in Spokane as plows are getting ready to hit the roads to make your morning commute a little easier.
Yeah, we also have Nicole Hernandez tracking conditions in North Idaho where they could see nearly a foot of snow. But we do want to begin with meteorologist Jeremy Legoo in the Outdoor Weather Center. Jeremy, you've prepared us for this all week and you told us that this would happen. How much more snow can we expect?
We're kind of right in the middle of it, believe it or not. So we've already seen a good deal of snow out here in the Weather Center. Shoveled it and it's already back up to about an inch of snow that I'm standing on. We have quite a bit more in the forecast and it's going to continue to come down. Right now you can see that snow coming down in Coeur d'Alene and we are expecting about 5 to 9 inches storm total here in Spokane and over in Coeur d'Alene. 4 to 7 out in central Washington, 6 to 10 off to the north, and that includes parts of North Idaho. You head up and over the mountains, you're in the Silver Valley. The better part of a foot. It's going to be that kind of snowy, and as you can see, it's still coming down out here, and it's still coming down on the radar. I tried making a bunch of different radar zooms to show you what's going on. It's just widespread snow everywhere. So let's talk about that, because it's snow right now, and enough so that when I cross-country skied into work this morning, you could not discern where the road even was. Now, crews are starting to get ahead of that and start to plow, but here you go. We've got snow through the morning commute. Notice even at 8 a.m. it is still that widespread snow. We'll start to see it taper off in the middle part of the state because of that rain shadow. Then as this whole system kind of works its way out, we'll watch that taper off after the morning commute here in eastern Washington. We hang on to it a bit longer in parts of the Idaho Panhandle. We'll continue to see these little waves of energy or little spurts of snow throughout the day, but as temperatures rise, unfortunately, we're looking at it turning to rain. I think that happens after dark tonight, but we hang on to the rain all night long and tomorrow morning, and unfortunately we're talking a decent amount of rain on top of the snow that's already fallen. Right now, temperatures in the 20s and teens. It is a cool one this morning, but it feels quite warm with the snow coming down. And as you can see, it's already piling up on my coat today because of how hard it's falling. I've only been out here as long as I've been talking, and the snow's still piling up. We hang on to it all day long as temps continue to climb.
Also breaking news this morning, we do have a number of school closures and delays already. We know many districts are in the process of making that decision whether or not to close right now. So we'll be tracking closures and delays all morning long. For the latest updates, you can text the word school to the number 509-448-2000. You can also go to krem.com or use the Krem 2 mobile app. There are also a number of flight cancellations and delays at this hour at Spokane International Airport. 2 of 3 flights scheduled to depart in the next hour have already been delayed or canceled. We are also seeing a number of flights in the 7 a.m. hour to Vegas, Portland, Seattle, and San Diego being canceled or delayed. If you have a flight today, the airport recommends checking with your airline before leaving home and allowing plenty of time to drive to the airport.
Now also breaking this morning, Snoqualmie Pass is closed in both directions. Now they are monitoring conditions there and that they say today at noon they will determine when that pass will reopen. So Stevens Pass is also closed right now. And so let's go ahead and take a look though at our roads in our area. So this right behind me is currently I-90 and you can see you cannot see the lanes. Cars are just driving along, kind of making their own lanes. As somebody who drove 90 this morning, it's still very slick out for sure. Lots of snow on the area. Definitely want to drive slowly and take your time this morning. Now, if we can pull up some of our other cams as well, just look at traffic conditions as well. We're taking a look really at as many roads as we can in our area. This is 90 and University that we're taking a look at right now. Again, you can barely see any lanes. Of course, this is early. Not a lot of cars have been out, but you can see some of the cars that are coming down right now are doing the right thing. They're going slowly, giving themselves some space between the other vehicles. But like I said, the biggest thing right now is the fact you can't see any lanes and the snow is pretty compacted down on on Interstate 90 right now. So if you have to go this way this morning, just give yourself some extra time for sure. Now we'll be also taking a look at the road conditions all morning long here on Up with Krim. If you have a road or an area that you want us to take a look at, you can go ahead and text us 509-448-2000 and we'll try and pull up those cameras in your area as well.
Spokane City Streets Department is expecting to shift to a 24/7 city plow today. That will happen once the snowfall reaches 4 or more inches. If and when the city activates a full city plow, you can monitor when your street will be cleared. The city has a plow progress map you're seeing here on your screen right now. Purple means that they are working or monitoring that particular area. If it turns green, that means it's complete, while blue means they're working on it, and red means that it is coming up next. When plows are on the roads, the city asks you to park on the odd side of the street, and if you're in downtown Spokane, on-street parking is prohibited between midnight and 6 a.m. So this morning, you are almost guaranteed to see plows on the roads. KREM 2's Cody Proctor is at the Geiger Snowplow Barn right now as WashDOT crews make their way to the streets. She's kicking off our team coverage this morning. Cody, what are you seeing?
Good morning, Tim and Channing. What I'm seeing right now are some really difficult conditions out here. I was actually messaging with Ryan Overton with the Washington State Department of Transportation on our way towards the Spokane airport right about now. And he, for one word that he would describe it, would be challenging. And that is exactly what we're seeing as we were heading out here towards this area. You can see the snow still coming down. The roadways are a bit rough at the moment. And those roads when we were going through, barely any bare spots at all, so be sure to give yourself plenty of time for wherever you are heading to this morning. WSDOT has been tweeting out this morning that plows are out there, including Plow You Make Plow Pal that was heading out on Interstate 90, and they do remind drivers to give their plows or plenty of room if you're going to be around them, especially for the safety of everyone as they go right by and as they follow them as well too. So just a reminder, some of the things they do say is that plows can push snow and spread material in either direction, so be sure to avoid passing whenever possible. If you have to pass, try to be 2 lanes apart and use caution and increase your following distance. Be aware of flying snow and spray and material and avoid blind spots. That's going to be really key with this as well. As again, WSDOT is saying be smart, be patient. A plow will pull over and let vehicles pass when it's safe. So we are continuing to watch these conditions as they develop this morning. As I know, as I was waking up this morning and heading out the door, for the most part, I was seeing some pretty tough conditions. So if I saw that this morning, likely as our morning continues, is going to be tough for you as well. So be safe as you head out the door. We'll have more from WSDOT and from Ryan Overton about how plows are doing this morning. Reporting live near the Spokane airport, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News. Back to you.
Cody, thanks so much for that update. Road crews across state lines are also preparing for roads today for the snow.
That's right. So this morning, Nicole Hernandez and our KREM 2 Storm Tracker, they're in North Idaho this morning. So Nicole, can you tell us how conditions are over there?
Yeah, good morning, Channing, Tim. So we've been driving for about 45 minutes and we just hit state line and we actually had to pull off of I-90 because of how much ice and snow was built up on our windshield wiper. So I'm going to give you a look at the roads right now. We're getting back to the freeway at this point, getting back on the road to head towards the Coeur d'Alene area right now. But driving on the freeway, you know, our photographer Nate right here, he's the one driving, and he said his heart was pounding. We were right behind a few snow plows, so that caused a lot of kickback of snow and such that was building up on our windshield wipers with very low visibility. Of course, snowing as well, causing issues. And like Channing mentioned earlier, you cannot see the lanes at all, slipping and sliding. You know, Nate said that he got just up to about 40 miles per hour and started slipping and sliding. So everyone on the freeway going less than 40 miles per hour. And you know, we're in this brand new Storm Tracker. It's a 4-wheel drive Jeep, should be, you know, doing well in these snowy conditions, but we are still slipping and sliding if we hit any speed above, you know, kind of residential area speed. So make sure you are being extra careful on the roads this morning. Now we are heading over to the Coeur d'Alene area. We are going to talk to a trooper later, but for now we do know that Coeur d'Alene prepared for this heavy snow yesterday. They checked all their equipment. They put out ice on roads to melt any ice that might be there already. And in Coeur d'Alene, they start plowing at 3 inches. So they plan on activating that full city plow for the snow that is forecasted for the rest of the morning. Now, we did talk to the director of streets with Coeur d'Alene. Here's what he had to say.
Keep in mind that arterials, collectors, and hills are our first priority. If we get up to 8 inches and we have to plow those more than once, we do not start in our residential neighborhoods until the arterials and collectors are in good shape.
Now, like he mentioned, they're plowing more than once potentially because the snow is still coming down. Hard to see, very small flakes, but definitely building up on the roads this morning. So be extra careful, give yourself time, go slow. The plows are out this morning. We already saw them. We were driving behind them for quite a while on I-90. And of course here in Idaho and in Washington, both, make sure that you're giving those plows the time and space they need to do their job. In Idaho, I'm Nicole Hernandez.